Hello and welcome to pmclounge.com. In this video, let's talk about the difference between lead time and cycle time. I recently received this question, and both of these, lead time as well as cycle time, are essentially agile metrics. So agile projects, and whenever teams are working in an agile environment, they use these metrics: lead time, cycle time. You might think that velocity is the matrix, which is very common. Of course, it is very common. Velocity is something that we have actually already talked about. I'll share a link to the video where we talked about velocity in the description below. Check it out. It's essentially the same video where we talked about story points as well, because velocity is nothing but the total number of story points that are delivered as part of a sprint. That's velocity. But the general consensus is that lead time and cycle time are the kind of metrics that are much better suited to explain the team's progress rather than something like velocity. So, to understand lead time and cycle time, let me go back to Kanban boards. Have you heard about Kanban boards? Do you know how Kanban boards look like? Let me share an example. So, does this ring a bell? Does this come to your mind when you hear Kanban board? To do, in progress, done. Are Kanban boards this simple in real life? Is this how you actually deliver real life software? Of course not. This is a very simplified way to represent what Kanban board might be, but you do not use this on a real life project. So let me share something that you actually use on real life projects. And this is not a template by any means. This is just something that I made up, a sample, to explain to you how Kanban board looks like on real life projects. And then based on this, we will also be able to understand what is lead time and what is cycle time. So let me quickly explain this board. The first one is requirements. This is the first column. The requirements may come externally from the customer. They may come internally from the product manager, from your project team, from the support team, right? So all the requirements are essentially mentioned under the requirements column. Now, these requirements, based on their priority, that is something that the team may have a discussion on, that is something that the product owner or a product manager might decide. Based on that, requirements then move to this column, ready to start. From here on, the engineering team is going to pick those requirements up. They may need to do any kind of design analysis. They may develop it. They will obviously develop it. They will do code reviews. From here on, the requirements move to quality, that is ready for testing, and then testing in progress. Once testing is done, you receive a sign off on the requirement. This requirement could essentially be a feature or a story in Jira, right? So once this is signed off, then you move towards deployment, and this is followed by the done column, right? So finally, a story, a feature, or a requirement, it moves to done. So this is how a real life Kanban board will work on software delivery, right? So now, what is lead time and what is cycle time? Back to our original question. Lead time is essentially the time the team takes from the point when the requirement came in the requirement column, right? A customer sent a requirement, a team nominated a requirement. It could be support team, it could be engineering team. So whenever the requirement came in your requirement column, from that day till the day you actually pushed it out of the door, this is lead time. Now, what is cycle time? Cycle time is when this requirement, the story or the feature, was actually ready to start. Your engineering team was supposed to start from this date. So the date your engineering team was supposed to start working on a requirement, a story or feature, till the day your engineering team pushed it out of the door, right? That is cycle time. So I hope the subtle difference between lead time and cycle time is clear, because this is actually very important. The time it takes from requirements to move from requirements column to ready to start is the difference here. And this could be a game changer, because there could be a lot of requirements, but the product team or the engineering team might not find them good enough, might not think that they have the priority required to move from requirements column to the ready to start column. So that is how cycle time and lead time is defined, and that is how you should basically measure your progress on agile projects. Now don't worry, this is not something that you need to do yourself. Software like Jira can help you calculate cycle time and lead time, given that your engineering team has been updating Jira. If they have been doing so, then you can find the cycle time and lead time kind of matrix from softwares like Jira itself. So before I let you go, I'd like to quickly remind you we have a free 1.5 hour training session. Head over to pmclounge.com/pm101 Pimbox 7, because this is featuring Pimbox 7, right? So the basics of project management featuring the latest Pimbox 7. Check this out. This is totally free. Thousands of our community members have made use of this training. This is absolute basics. And that's all that we had in this video. I hope you were able to understand the difference between cycle time and lead time. Like, share, subscribe. If you like our work, consider contributing by using the thanks button or visiting the pmclounge.com/contribute webpage. Don't forget to check out our website, pmclounge.com, the #1 free PMP and project management resource. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.